Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to give you 3 quick hacks to help avoid the Ramadan slump. Okay, and it's really important that you apply this as soon as you can. Have one day off for Eid maybe, and then the day after Eid, if you can implement this straight the day after Eid, then inshallah, the closer you do it to Eid, the easier it is for you to implement this. And the reason is that you've got momentum now. Okay, so the first area is is fasting, right? So you've just spent 30 days fasting Ramadan, alhamdulillah, and you have built up your endurance, you've built up your ability to go without food and drink, right, for all that time. Now, so the first hack to take advantage of is that you want to keep this kind of skill going. Okay, so Subhanallah, in Allah Subhanahu wa Taala in His wisdom has given us the 6 days of Shawwal. As you all know, it's a great sunnah. Whoever fasts those 6 days of Shawwal gets the reward of fasting the entire year. So if you can, try to fast those 6 days in this month. Now you've got plenty of time. 6 days of Shawwal. And then you can continue that. There are, the Zul Hijjah is coming up. It's recommended to fast then. Muharram is coming. It's recommended to fast then. So, alhamdulillah, there's so many opportunities during the Islamic year. And then you might feel strong enough. And inshallah, winter will come by then, and you'll be able to, start doing maybe 3 day fasts, 3 days in the middle 3 days of each month, or maybe Mondays and Thursdays, right? So, whatever you can, that's one way to take momentum. Like, if you're one of those people who are blessed, right? Who find fasting easy, then maybe just do it once a week from now on, or twice a week from now on. Do that sunnah. That's one way to take advantage. Now, if you're like me and you're not very good at fasting, right? You find fasting a particularly hard ibadah. This is one tip that I have. If you find carrying on fasting difficult, what you can do is, instead of fasting, what you can do with the intention of following a sunnah is that try to have bigger gaps between your meals, right? Like the mini fasts our children do, and so, for example, skip your breakfast, for example, or have much longer gaps between your meals. Don't snack as much, right? This is proven. I don't have time to go over the science, but it's really good for your body. All the benefits you get from fasting, it's similar if you go without food and have longer gaps between your meals. So, for example, a great tip is after your last meal, don't eat and then delay breakfast as long as you can, and that's like a mini fast, right? And have the intention of following the sunnah in a loose way, in the sense that the sunnah, the Prophet ﷺ didn't eat a lot, right? He definitely wasn't a snacker. Okay, so make that it. That's the first hack. Okay, sorry, I spent a long time with that one. The second one is Taraweeh, right? So you have spent long rakats, multiple rakats every single night praying Taraweeh Salah, right? Now, suddenly you have all that free time, alhamdulillah, and it's nice, it's a relief. Okay, we don't need to pray 20 rakats or 8 rakats, whatever you pray. Now, so what to do instead, right? The ulama recommend, instead of that, keep something there in that time, right? So they say, 6 rakats, 4 rakats, even 2 rakats nafil. And what I like to do, what I'd recommend, is do maybe 2 rakats of nafil, for example, or 4 rakats nafil, and then do something else related to Quran at that time. Maybe I find it a nice time to do some hifs, right? I'd like to review some hifs, or review surahs which you're trying to memorize. So use that time after Isha and do a little bit more ibadah, right? Not as much as 20 rakats, right? But instead, you could be doing like 2 rakats or 4 rakats, and just add a little bit of ibadah, a bit of Quran or something else extra. So it's a great time to do that. That's the second hack. The third one is Quran, right? You've probably spent a lot of time this month reading Quran, reciting Quran, and some of you have been doing a juz a day, mashallah, right? Now it's natural after Ramadan to go back to your normal routine, which might be half a juz, right? It might be quarter juz, whatever it is. Okay, so now, what I suggest to do is that you keep some kind of habit related to the Quran. Instead of, for example, losing all that time, right? Use that time to maybe do a little bit of Quran translation every day. Maybe to do a little bit of again hifs every day. Maybe a little bit of Quran study. Something to do with the Quran. Keep that as a habit, carrying on even after Ramadan. Okay, so they're the 3 hacks to do with fasting or eating less food, to do with Isha and Taraweeh, replacing the Taraweeh with some Nafal, and in terms of your Quran, that's, so all of them, they're scaling down, but you're still continuing them, and that can help you avoid the Ramadan slump. One final thing. The purpose of Ramadan was لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, to that you may gain in taqwa. So ideally we want to kind of keep the taqwa up as well. So think of one character habit you can do which can carry on, right? You can carry on even after the month, that you're hopefully you're doing something to do with your character which you want to carry on as a habit after the month. Okay, inshallah. So I hope that was beneficial, inshallah. Do mention in the comments if you have any questions, and if you're not part of my mailing list where we give tips like this every week, then just join it. It'd be great to have you on board. Jazakallah, assalamu alaikum.